Death. Let's talk about death. Just finished a meditation here in this beautiful park, connected with nature. And I shared a post on Facebook that we come empty-handed in this world. We build so much. We enjoy so much. And yet at the end we leave empty-handed. All our possessions are left behind, like rivers that drift back to the sea. All our thoughts, all our actions, the right ones, the wrong ones, the regrets, the sorrows are all left. We take nothing with us. And it sounds depressing because so many people are so desperate to enjoy their freedoms and squeeze. It feels like squeeze as much happiness and joy out of this life. They're desperate for joy and happiness. And the thought of death scares them. And yet death can be such a great teacher. Death is able to teach us the things, if we would let it, that would help us to live our life better. Death is teaching us that we own nothing. We literally own nothing. The one thing that we have and are is our true identity. Spirit, soul, Atma, Alma, consciousness. Call it what you will from a scientific standpoint as the quantum oneness, the quantum energy, from a spiritual standpoint as the soul, what you like. This is ours, this is ours, this is for us. We are that. And yet somehow, in the mad rush to enjoy life and help fill our pockets and our houses with nice things and memories, and that's all good and that's fine, but we forget to live. And when I mean live here in the spirit. It's strange. You know, we use this word, time being, in the time being. But when you look at this word, time being, the secret is in the language. Being is the key. Death is teaching us to learn to be, not to do more, but to be more. Death teaches us that is the priority first, to be. Let us be who we are meant to be. As Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living. If we are not examining ourselves, if we are ruthlessly exposing ourselves indiscriminately to the media and consuming what we're told from the outlets in the news, in the world, from people, without any discernment, then we are committing the greatest crime. That is the greatest crime, because how can we teach our future generations, our children, our loved ones, our dependents, how can we show them the power of free thinking, using our intellect and using it to learn to shift from the desire to grab and enjoy and squeeze as much as we can before death comes, to a state of being? Because that state of being transcends death. It is that state of being that carries our consciousness, us, if you will, to the next destination. And that is what death is teaching us. I would like to invite you to express your beingness. Explore and embrace your beingness. We are, after all, as the cliche goes, we are human beings, not human doings. But it is so true. We have found ourselves in a state where we are helplessly dependent, it seems, on the next fad, on the next joy, the next thrill, the next pleasure, the next person, the next job, the next movie, the next song, the next track. Skip, fast forward, next track, rewind, next track. We're so caught up in chasing these things that we forget to just be here now, in this moment. Stop what you're doing, your work, your family, your this, your that, you're eating. Stop it. Stop it. Be here now. Be here now. That's the message here. Take back power from those who would stealthily or overtly rip it away from us. Take back power. Nobody in this world is your friend or your enemy, but your mind makes it so. We have to choose to first become friends with our own mind, because the mind cannot escape us, and we cannot escape the mind. We can calm the mind, but we cannot escape it. All those trips that we were unable to take during the so-called pandemic, that ruthless and deliberate orchestrated attempt by you-know-who, the powers that be, to control the masses, which is what it was, plain and simple. Whether you see it that way or not, that is what it was, my friends. All those efforts to squeeze us down that forced us to want to go and run away and fly away and go to all these great places. And that's great. Everybody has a right to enjoy, to travel, to do all these beautiful things. Of course we do. Some would say maybe not. I'm not going to name names, but I think you know who I'm talking about. The World Economic Forum, the World Health or the WHO. These guys would have you not have your freedoms. Do not be mistaken by their sweet words. But my point, before I digress, is this. We are so busy wanting to travel and go away and enjoy, and that's great. But guess what happens and who accompanies us wherever we go? Our mind. And that is why so many of us travel, think we've had a good time, but it's actually just relief from suffering. We come back and we're still unhappy again. We're still miserable. Why? Because the mind is with us. We have not made friends with the mind. And the best way to make friends with the mind is to become present, to allow the wanderings of the mind to pass by like traffic on a highway, as if you're an observer watching traffic on the street below, way high up on a skyscraper. The higher up you go on the skyscraper, the less relevant the noise and the traffic, and the less impact it has on you. And that is the equivalent of us getting deeper into meditation and stillness. By doing so, we elevate in this skyscraper. And by doing that, we become still. And when we become still, our mind becomes calm. When we become calm, our mind starts to reduce its hunger and its outward direction. And when that happens, the mind becomes our friend. And when the mind becomes our friend, we make better decisions, better choices, and then we do better actions. And through those actions and choices, we start to live a more peaceful, meaningful, happier life. And through that, we are taken to the ultimate perfection of our lives. Knowing who we are, identifying who we are, identifying with our Creator, searching for and seeking for and finding our source through meditation, leading us to a life of great success, regardless of the size of our bank account or the shape of our bodies or the age of this external body bag. Regardless of all those factors, we find success, true success, in this human form of life until we reach that point of death, where we can truly leave this world knowing that we have lived a successful life. I hope that's been of value to you in some way. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and grab the wisdom that is being shared on these platforms. Urban spirituality, hashtag urban spirituality, hashtag stress to success. Find it, grab it, go to YouTube, the podcast by the same name, benefit, enjoy, share, and each one, teach one, each one, reach one. May we rise together. Peace out. Namaste.